listen close. I am a craft master. Grind now and know the shine coming after.
Jay Hands, welcome to the Craft Master Podcast.
What's the word? What's the word, y'all?
How you living, bro?
I'm good, man. Just excited to be here working.
Man, we appreciate having you on, man. How's everything been with you since the pandemic?
It's been wild, man. It's been a wild ride. COVID has kind of deterred and made a lot of things difficult and more challenging. But for me, I've been focused on getting better day by day. So I'm living good.
How have you been going about that? Like, what have your daily routines been?
For me, I get up early, probably about 6:30, hit weights about 8:30. Get on the court after that, have some PT about 2 times a week. So I keep that kind of schedule about 6 days a week.
That's smooth. You said you get up pretty early. What you wake up at, 6 a.m., right?
Yeah, like 6.
Jeez, and then you go from 6 to about...
I'll probably get back in the crib about 3. Give me a nap in.
Get your nap, and then you good for the rest of the day. What's your hobbies looking like these days?
Man, I be on Madden. Anyone that know me know I be on Madden. I be on Netflix. So I just be cool. And I think the Chappelle Show just came out on Netflix, so I've been watching that.
Okay. You don't rock with 2K no more?
Come on, dog. Don't get me started on 2K, man.
What's up, man? You don't rock with 2K? I ran you up 2K?
Nah, I ain't run nobody off 2K. I beat you more times than you beat me. And you shut off the power, but that's a story for later.
Man, we got to touch into that a little later. I never shut the power off. Anyways, man, let's talk about your transition from college to the pros, man. How's this transition been? It's been a year now, a year and some change. And what would you say has been the biggest challenges since you switched over from amateur to professional?
Man, I think the biggest challenge is probably literally just being a professional. I think in college, it's a lot of group activity. You're surrounded by a team the whole time. But when you're a pro, it's literally on you. Like, your future is on you. So I think the biggest difference is just embodying what it means to be a pro, being on time, being focused, studying things you need to study, being alert, being communicative with your agents, with your team, with your trainers. So I think just being a professional is probably the biggest difference. It's like all on you.
Back up real quick, because that term can go over a lot of people's heads, being a professional. I need you to elaborate just a little bit more on what you've come to realize that means.
Yeah, that's big, man. I think for me, like, professional is more so like the day-to-day habits pretty much that build up and create a career over time. Even as simple as, getting up at the same time every day, building routine, building muscle memory to where you're performing good each and every time you're out. It's like being a professional. It sounds simple, but really doing it day by day is a different story.
Waking up at 6 every day ain't easy.
Nah.
You know who used to talk about routines all the time, being a professional, knowing your big picture?
Mr. Hands.
Rico Hines. Yo, he was big on that, man. Shout outs to Rico, man. He was, at the time when he was saying it, because we used to go up there, for people who don't know, Rico Hines is an assistant coach for the Sacramento Kings, and he ran some of the best runs over the summer.
Best runs.
For the past 2-3 years. And he's a UCLA guy, so he would work us out and he would let us come up there and play. You guys are probably familiar. Some of the dopest names have been up there: LeBron, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and so on. What Rico used to always say to us was, know your big picture. That's like his slogan. And
got the shirts and everything.
He has the shirts and everything, and it would go over my head. In particular, he said it so much it went over my head. But now that I'm out of college, I can attest to that. And Jay Hands, I'm sure you're going through the same thing.
Man, I was actually with Rico today, working out. But Rico is amazing, man. He did say a bunch of stuff like that. Know your big picture. Why are you here? Silly stuff like don't be nasty. Don't take your ball home. Like he's really big on stuff like that. And as you get out of college, it just kind of makes more sense. You kind of see like the day-to-day work, the day-to-day beliefs that you follow really adds up and makes a career. Like, he's done it with multiple guys in the past 2 years. I think Pascal Siakam, he had him in the gym every day. We saw him in there every day in the morning and then in the afternoon hooping for like a whole year. He comes out, now he's a max player. not saying everyone's going to be a max player, but building those habits and focusing on those details will prolong your career and really make you a better player and also a better person. So shout out Rico.
Shout out Rico Hines, man. Shout out to you, OG. Love you, man. Let's move on from there a little bit, man. What inspired you to start playing basketball?
Honestly, it was just really the love of the game for me. Honestly, really the love of the game. I don't think I really started taking basketball serious, as in like I can make a living off this, to like my 11th, 12th grade year in high school. I think I started playing when I was 3. I just really played it just for the love of it. My mom got a video of me shooting on a Nerf hoop when I'm like 2. So it was really just, God just put it in me.
What was that moment for you where, you know, everybody kind of has that moment? Like coaches always say, like, yo, I can only coach you for so long. After a while, something has to click for you. Yeah. What was that moment for you where something just, you know, just clicked? It was like, okay, I see what's up. And you probably have multiple moments like that. I'm not just saying, but what was that first moment for you?
I think one me and my dad was talking about the other day. We was at Torrey Pines my 9th grade year. It's like a big tournament. We used to watch it. It's a big tournament in San Diego. I used to watch it every year since like 6th grade. And then in 9th grade, I had a chance to actually play there, and everyone was watching us. And then I had a really good game. I think after that game, I got an offer from USC. That was my first offer. But that was the first time where I really like watched and dreamed of something and then actually went out and did it. And I think that was when I was like, man, I might have something here. But that was in like 9th grade. So that was a cool moment. But like you said, there's a lot of moments like that for me.
Dope. What was your most recent moment like that?
Man, recent moment. I think a recent crazy moment is sitting there guarding Kyrie day after day for like a week or two. Because after a while, you're just like, bro, I'm sitting here guarding Kyrie Irving. And it's kind of crazy. So that's an aha moment. There's a lot of them, though.
You've been able to watch some of, because you're on the Brooklyn Nets, you've been able to watch some of 2 of the greatest players of all time, essentially, in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Have you seen anything from them where you were like, okay, like I see why they are who they are?
Well, first thing for me is the consistency, how day in and day out they're being great. So that's the first thing. Because I be thinking in my head, like, man, bro, not one day you just gonna be a little off. Like, not they always on point. So that's the first thing.
On point. When you say on point, explain on point. Like not just scoring, but
everything. Like they always.
It's crisp.
KD is crisp. Like they do what they do. And they do it efficiently. Like the efficiency they have with how they play is amazing. But you have to remember, like, these guys are number 1 picks, been playing top of the top basketball for what? How many years? They're how old? So like this is what they do. So, but seeing their consistency, seeing like KD's 7 foot with a handle and a ratchet. It's like wow.
A ratchet. I saw him play for a week up there in SAC one year, UCLA runs. And yeah, I've probably seen him miss 3 times the whole week, bro. And he shot it about 60 times, 70 times. I've probably seen him miss 3 times the whole week, bro.
It's the same hezzies off both hands, but you can't stop it. It's just like, wow. I mean, Kyrie got every move in the book. His touch is crazy. So probably their consistency is the craziest thing to me.
Okay. Who is your favorite player growing up?
Kobe Bryant, for sure.
Kobe Bean?
Kobe
for
Bean.
sure. Without a doubt, you said that quick. Kobe Bean for sure, man. Shout out Kobe Bryant, man. R.I.P. man. Shout out Kobe, man.
Touched so many lives, but Kobe is for sure my number 1, easy.
Your favorite Kobe moment?
Got a lot, man. That 60-point game, last one, I almost teared up watching that.
Man, I remember I was sitting in my dorm room. It was my freshman year of college. I was sitting in my dorm room, and what's crazy is, growing up my entire life, I've been a LeBron fan. And at one point, I remember about 10, 12 years ago when it was the debate between Kobe and LeBron, who the best player in the league. I remember living in New York. It was almost blasphemous for you to be a fan of both. You had to choose one. Blasphemous. You had to choose one, right? So you had to choose one. So I was always a LeBron guy. And I don't want to say I hated on Kobe because obviously you see the greatness, you feel me? But I kind of shied away from the greatness. And then watching that last game, I remember I grew up a little bit. I started to appreciate the game more, and I was like, I'm wilding. I'm a fan of this dude. I'm a fan of this because talk about mastery. The name of the podcast is Craft Master. Mastery. He mastered his game.
He did.
He mastered his game. He put a lot of hours in.
He did. And I think one of the dopest things about him is when he retired, he had the last year. He's always been known as like a fierce competitor, but that last year was kind of like really chilled out. And a lot of people asked him about that. He was kind of like, yo, I gave this game everything I had.
Everything.
Walking away from it now, it don't hurt because I gave it everything. And that's dope. I think him and Bryant are like the epitome of not only being a master of what they do, but affecting and touching other people. So those two is the GOATs for me.
Man, Kobe Bryant, he did some things in his career, man.
Man,
81 was crazy.
crazy.
Crazy, man. All right, man. So let's transition over to something very random. But I've known you for some time now, and I've always wanted this, but I've never asked you it. Back when you were in high school, you played in the Ballers Life game. And do you know what I'm about to ask?
That whole little YouTube thing.
Y'all was beefing. You and Mr. Sexton.
Man, bro. That was just a wild time.
What was that about, bro? I'm actually very curious. I've never asked you, and I know you for a while.
Man, I just remember we was at the gym. I don't even know what happened, but people started tweaking, and he started tweaking. I don't know what happened, but I wasn't trying to get tweaked. No one's gonna just tweak on me, and then that's whatever happened. But he for sure got me in the little practice, but I outscored him in the game, so you can call it what it is.
Nah. No, nobody got cooked in the situation. It was just
I really didn't know what happened, bro. Like I was just hooping, and I was like, bro, like. Man, I was just hooping, minding my business, and that kind of stuff happened. The funny thing is, though, I thought it was just another day at the gym because it happened during the day. I must have woke up the next morning and my phone was going crazy. I was like, bro, like, people was just hooping in the gym. Like, but shoot, that was funny, though.
You know what? They got that on camera, but should be way worse than that.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they gassed that, but should be way worse than that.
Stuff like that happen all the time, but, like, it is what it is. It was funny, though. I remember that.
That was crazy. Yo, you still rocking with them Scooby snacks? That's still your favorite candy ever?
Facts.
What's your top 3 candy?
Scooby's one. Candy. That's hard, bro. I'll be changing a lot. But Scooby's one. Them little sour straws is crazy. I like sour straws. I like Mike and Ike's. I'll go Scooby's, then hot tamales and Mike and Ike's.
Hot tamales, bro?
Hot tamales go crazy. I got it from my dad. Yeah.
Hot tamales.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, I'm going Charlie's. You rock with Charlie's? You know Charlie's, right?
I don't even know what Charlie's is. Keep it around.
Man, the little sour worms. They come in the purple and blue pack. The little sour worms. Whatever. I'm going Charlie's. I'm going Starburst for sure.
Starburst is crazy.
And then my third one would probably be. I ain't gonna lie. I like a Snicker bar, man. Does that count? Chocolate is candy. Does that count?
That's candy.
You don't rock with Snicker bars?
Not like that, bro.
But all right, man. Let's talk about your college career a little bit, man. You chose to go to UCLA. Let's talk about what went into that and what was your experience like at UCLA, man? I was there for all of it, but what was your favorite moments on and off the court at that school? So
I chose to go there because my parents from LA. My whole family damn near lives in LA, so that was cool. I just grew up watching them, so it was just like I always knew I was going there, so it just felt right. And then at UCLA, I always said that was like the best 2 years of my life, and it really was. Like it was amazing, man. Basketball, being around good people, but the school was amazing. It was just it was the whole package. But favorite moments, I'll start off the court. Probably just being around you guys all day. Like I was with people I call like my good to best friends all day. And it would just be cool just waking up, getting on my little scooter and just kicking it with y'all.
The scooters. I was faithful every day.
Yeah, I was, because it ain't like we was walking to class or nothing. I'm getting on the birds every day.
Facts.
But we had some cool nights. Like that one night, I think UCLA played USC in football, and we went out, and it was, I think the whole campus was out that night. That's when you was wearing a pink. You was wearing a pink. I think you was wearing a pink polo with a pink scarf. You pulled up to the crib. I was like, "Yo, what is you on, bro?"
Man, that was one of the best nights at UCLA. That was one of my favorite moments.
No, that was crazy. But on the court, I probably said it before, but I had this little stretch like during my second year from like I think I had a crazy dunk against Arizona State, and then a week later we played Oregon. I had 27.5. After that, we played USC.
You know what's crazy about? Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off like that, but what's crazy about that 27 and a half was you had 0 in the first half, and you went crazy in the second half. Talk about that, because I remember I actually didn't play that game. I had an ankle injury, so me and Tiger was actually sitting there. Me and Tiger was sitting there. We watching the game, and you shot one, it was cool. Shot another one, it was cool, and then you launched one, and we both looked at each other like, nah. And then it went in, and we was like, oh, he's on. Like, yo, talk about like when you was in that moment. Like, what was you feeling like? I know you was feeling crazy.
I just remember we went to the half and we was losing. Of course, we was getting baked. You know, coach is giving his best bars. We was sitting there taking them.
Film room smoke.
We come out the second half, we still getting baked. And I remember I was about to come out the game. I'm like, well, I haven't even shot. Let me try to see what's up. I remember I shot one like a hezzy shot bottoms. I said, well, that felt good. I went and sat out. I came back in. I think I shot one off the screen. Bottoms. I said, bro, that felt way too good. Then I was like, man, F it at this point. Came up the court, launched that thing from like almost half court.
That's the one me and Tiger looked at each other like, oh, he's bad.
And it's funny because I went and watched that back and I used to look at the bench to see what people was doing. And I seen that and y'all was like,
shout out to my man Tiger, bro.
It was feeling like I don't know what it was. God just like, and then I remember Chris started hitting, Jules started hitting, and then we came all the way back and beat them. So
Jules could have dunked that game.
That's when I knew it was OD because Jules has no. I mean, I don't know about him last year, but my second year he had no bounce. So when he dunked that, I was like, yeah, God had his hand on this one.
No doubt, man. And then we went to USC.
Yeah, USC. I had 21-10. I got player of the week. I had a game winner. I think the craziest thing about all that is when I went home that night, I turned on SportsCenter and they played our whole game back.
You watched the whole game.
I sat there from like 1 to 3 watching the whole game. Like, I can't believe I'm sitting here watching
myself. Yeah,
that was crazy.
That's fire. That's a dope experience, huh?
Yeah, that whole little run was crazy. I think that really helped me like catapult me into my future.
Okay, so you went on to leave after that run, and you were blessed to be able to be drafted last year. So talk about that experience.
Man, that was crazy. That whole experience is crazy. Just leaving school, working out. I went to Santa Barbara to work out for about 2-3 months, doing the whole draft process. I think at one point I didn't get to go home for like 2.5 weeks, just working out for teams, being exhausted, times feeling like I was great, times feeling like I sucked, getting all the criticism, all that piled up into thinking about our year, everything to draft night. So where I didn't even watch the first round, but I watched the whole second round thinking like, damn, bro, this is crazy. Him. And then to hear your name, I started crying. I posted on Instagram.
You had a dope video too. It was a dope video, man, that you posted on Instagram.
Yeah, so that whole experience is like life-changing. Like draft night is, you can't even describe it. It's like everything you work for is boom right there. But that was amazing. So my first year, I was in the G League the first year, but I got to spend the first 3 months with the team. So that was cool, like playing against professionals for the first time, especially people that was that good because they had Kyrie, Spencer, Karras. You know, Brooklyn is really good. So playing against all them and then transitioning into my developmental year, I thought I really got better. Thought I really understood how to play the game, what's going to make me successful in the NBA. So it's been a really good experience, and I'm happy to continue it this year.
That's dope, man. The 2020 NBA draft right around the corner.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, I think.
It is tomorrow, actually. What advice do you have for the up-and-coming young draftees?
Man, bro, it's a journey. That draft night is just a draft night. And you hear that all the time, but actually, like, living through it is literally just a draft night. So
the work starts after.
That's what I'm saying. Enjoy that night. I sound like all the old heads that I used to listen to. But that's so crazy.
You know what's crazy, bro? You hear them, and when you're young and you hearing it, it's like, man, watch out.
Yeah,
and don't register. Like, you don't want to disrespect them, you feel me? But it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yo, like, it's crazy when you think about it, because I still like things that Coach Cronin said, things that Coach Alpha said, things that Rico said. When they were saying it, it was like, I hear you. It's not watch out, but it's like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't really hear you. But now, like when you got a chance to sit back and think after you get away from it for a little bit, it's like, yo, they tried to tell us.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think I heard something the other day. It's like, you don't know life till life hits you. And when life hits you, all them things that you hear, it really just resonates with you. But to go back to what I was saying, like, it's draft night is literally just draft night. But you have to enjoy that night. You'll never find a night like that again. So enjoy it. But no, like, literally after, even if you were called first or 60th, after that, it's really what you do after that. It's just, that's going to prolong you to have a career and make a life for yourself.
Okay, man. Shout outs to the young draftees tomorrow. Good luck to all of y'all, man. Let's talk about this story. Let's talk about this 2K story, man. I want to clarify this. There was a time about 2-3 years ago where we would sit in the locker room all summer, before practice, before lift, after practice, after lift, and we would play 2K. The whole team. We had a ranking out. I was number one.
I was number one. I had a cool stint there where I was about number one. And shit, we was living together. We was living together. We was roommates for that summer, and we decided we was gonna play 2K. It's a typical day at the crib. And I don't know where this came from, but I got a phone call from my mans. My homeboy called me. He was like, yo, why are you laughing so hard? My homeboy called me. He was like, yo, come outside. I was like, all right, I'm going to go outside. We had been playing the game. And he was up. I give him that. He was winning by, 7, 8 points, fourth quarter. And I don't know what happens, but all these dudes, Jay Hands, Mike, Alex, everybody run out the crib talking about I shut the power off because I was losing. Let me clarify some things to you. One, Westwood that summer was the hottest I've ever been in my life. It was 120 degrees all summer, and the apartment was hotter than it was outside for some reason. We couldn't. So the thing about Westwood is UCLA town. It's a city in Los Angeles. People who don't know, a city in California for people who don't know. Westwood is college town. It's very, very old school. They're not up to date with anything. So we had to plug in. We had to roll up ACs and plug it in. But we couldn't plug in too many ACs because the power would blow. So the whole summer we was taking turns plugging in ACs. But it got to a point where we were just like, yo, bump it. I'm plugging in my AC. F you. I'm plugging in my AC. So that happened to be the situation. And the AC was plugged in, the power blew. Man,
I don't know where it came. I turned the power off. I don't know where all that came from.
There's a lot of holes in the story. First hole that I will address is the AC. It was OD that summer. It was OD hot. I'll wake up in a full workout, drenched sweat. And we would have to share the AC because you couldn't plug into it at the same time. So literally you would be in your room with the AC snug and I'd be in my room like this, burning up. I would have to call. I was like, yo, P, you trying to
switch off.
Yeah, that was OD. That was some college stuff. But we started playing 2K, and for some reason, everyone was hating on me. I remember one day I was playing 2K, and it was me versus someone, and there was about 4 people in the back rooting against me. I'm like,
it was me. I was watching you up.
And chill. And then the crazy part is Coach Alfred walk in the locker room and he like, oh yeah, beat Jay Hands. I was like, yo, like why are people on that with me? So I started taking it personally. I started taking it personally. Like I gotta be everyone that play me. So you take that into account. We in the crib, I'm playing Prince. I'm over here whooping them up. He grabbed the dream team for some odd reason. I said,
I did not pick the dream team.
I picked the Bucks because Giannis go crazy. And so I'm in there playing, but we get to the third quarter. I'm up by 16. He know he ain't got no chance.
Let me hold on. First of all,
hold on. I'll let you tell the story.
Go ahead.
So the whole time while we playing, bro, every time I look over, I see Prince doing this with his phone or something. I'm like, yo, what's the word, bro? I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing, just keep it in the back of my head. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he down by 16. He's like, yo, my
16.
man's, bro, he was down crazy. He's like,
It was
my
like
man's
7.
He was like, my man's calling me. Normally, someone would just answer the phone right there. For some reason, Prince pick up the phone, go downstairs, and walk outside. We in there chilling. All of a sudden, the whole apartment go pitch black. Pitch black. When the power used to go out because of the ACs, only like the microwaves and shit would go off. The whole apartment went pitch black. So we come running downstairs, and Prince got the dumbest look on his face, like, with the phone in his hand. So you turn off the power. You can ask Alex, Mike, anyone. Everyone knew you turn off the power, but that's cool.
I did not turn the power. But what I will say is I did not have the dream team. I had the Lakers. I had the old school Lakers. And
so you
I'm not
gonna
Magic,
lie. Bro, you had Magic, Kobe.
First of all, you know how 2K worked. That don't mean nothing. You need some shooters. But Giannis was dunking on Shaq. Giannis was dunking on Shaq like it was nothing. Kareem, Shaq. And then I would try and dunk the ball with Shaq. I was trying to bake. Kobe could only do so much. I was trying to bake with Shaq, and Shaq kept on getting blocked. So of course I was tight. But let's talk about the time you didn't want to pick up the phone call to your mom's. I wowed you out. I didn't wow you out.
Hey, this dude went and picked hands like that. Don't do mama hands like that.
Shout out Mama Hands. Love. This dude went and picked the Golden State Warriors when they had 18 All-Stars on the team. And he was up 15 talking the craziest anybody has ever talked to me in a video game. But I was quiet though. And I came back, and slowly but surely, it went from 15 to 13 to 8 to 5, and he got real quiet to the point where his mom was calling him after the game, after he lost, and he did not want to pick it up. I ain't talked to him, and after that, I ain't see him for like 3 days.
Okay, that's cat. But I'll accept my L's. That happened. My mom, I didn't want to pick up that because I was tight, but that happened. I'll take that.
Shout out Bobby Heads, man. All right, let's hit the quote segment, man. What's your favorite quote, and why does it resonate with you so much?
Of Jay-Z's A Million and One Questions. He said, "I'm not a rapper. I'm a hustler. It just so happens I know how to rap." I think that's my favorite quote.
Over to God, man. Shout out to my brother Jaylen Hands, man. Appreciate you having you on the Craft Master podcast. Love you, my boy.
Yes, sir. Very excited to be here. Big things coming.
My dog. Appreciate you.
Keep your composure, can't let nothing hold you, fold you, running over any obstacle. Ain't nothing stopping you from perfecting your craft. Just get in your bag, show the world what you're made of. Craft mastery, ain't no rapper mad as me. Insane, dedicated.